Alright guys, so what we're working on today is multiplying decimals while using a model. So the model is here for whenever you don't want to do standard algorithm, you can just look at the model and we're just going to block out parts of it so that we're taking these two numbers and we're looking at it here and we're blocking out. We're going to block out our hundreds block. As you know, if you have a hundreds block, it's equal to 1. So we're going to find those and identify where they're at, and then we're going to see how much we have left, and we're going to kind of go step by step. So make sure you're following along. You're going to need to have some highlighters or some colors, whichever you prefer. You can also use color pencils or just a pencil if you have it. Whatever works best for you. So we're working on a decimal times a decimal here. Okay? So we're taking one decimal and multiplying it by another. So when we start off, the first step that we're going to do is identify where our hundreds are, the block of 100. So I'm going to take my color and I'm going to go find 10 across, because 10 across is equal to 100 when it's 10 across and 10 down, right? So 10, and then we're going to go down 100 to 10 again, and it's 100 right here. Okay, so this right here is equal to 1. And as you know, this is telling us that from here to here is 2.5. So this is 1 plus something else. Well, there's another hundreds block in here. We're going to go color that one. Okay, there's my other hundreds block. That's another one. So 1 plus 1. We have 1 plus 1. That's 2. We're still missing though a half, which we're gonna identify right here. And then if you think about it, going down, we have 1 plus something else that's down here. So what I want you to do is take a different color, if you have it, and I'm going to do green instead. And I'm going to identify this part. I want you to count how many over do I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 going across and 10 down. If 5 goes across and 10 goes down, that block is equal to 50 tenths, 50 blocks. So that would be my 0.5. So 1 plus 5 tenths, or a half of a hundreds block, 5 tenths. If you add all that up, that's 1 plus a half is 2.5. So now I've identified going across that this is 1, 1, and 0.5. That's what makes up going across the top. Now let's look at the bottom half. Okay, we need to identify what we have down here. As you know, we've already split up this top part, so these are ones. Now we need to say, okay, what do we have down here? Well, we've got, and I'll color this one too. What do we have on this first one? We've got 1, 2, 3 times 10. That gives me 0.3, right? 30 blocks out of 100. That's 3 tenths. Let me show you the second one. There's another set. So we have 30 here, 30 blocks here, and 30 blocks here. 0.30, 0.30. And then we need to count out how many do we have in this block. Okay. That's going to be a different color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I could count the rest and say that's 5, and then 10, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3 is 15. So that's 0.15, 15 out of 100. So that's 0.15. Okay? Now, when we're trying to find the area of something and we're using this model, we're not adding these numbers up, but we're adding up everything inside, because that's what multiplication does. It finds the area of something. If we're taking this side and multiplying it by this side, we're finding the full area. That's an area model. So we're going to add these up. We're going to take the 1, add it to another 1. So this is being added and this is being added. Now we're going to add this, 0.50. Now we're going to add these other two, 0.30 from this block, another 0.30, and then the 0.15. We're going to add up each part that we colored, because ultimately we're trying to find how many blocks are here, but instead of counting each one, we just add it up. Okay, so add that up. That gives me a 5 here. That 5 plus 3 gives me 8. Plus 3 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Put my 2 down. Bring my 1 to the top. Add that up. 1, 2, 3. And drop my decimal. So it gives me 3.25. That is the area here. 3.25. Now, if I wanted to check that number, all I have to do is multiply those numbers out. So let's try it down here, checking it. 1.3 times 2.5. Multiply it out. We're going to multiply decimals the same way we do regular numbers. We're going to multiply first and then mess with the decimal. 5 times 3 is 15. Add my 1 at the top. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. Add my 0. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. Add them up. 5. 6 plus 6 is 12. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So does this number here match the number we put here? Yes. So I did it both ways. I showed you how to use the model and get the answer with adding it up. And then I showed you how to check it to make sure if you were to just take these numbers and multiply them out, would it still give you that same amount? And it does. So that is true, and that's done. 3.25 should have been your answer for that one. All right, guys, I'm going to make another video so this one doesn't run too long. So check out part 2 for the second question.